Have you ever been to a place that just draws you in? Well, that's Ybor City, a neighborhood of Tampa, Florida, that was created back in the late 1800s through the vision of cigar magnate Vicente Martínez-Ybor. He didn't just want to build the best cigar manufacturing business in the world, he wanted to build a community, a place where people had a stake in their work, a stake in their neighborhood, and a stake in each other's well-being. Through a rare blend of sharp business acumen and deep humanity, Ybor didn't just create jobs, he cultivated a culture that still exists today. We're Tanya and Martin, and we've been traveling the world, going to all the places that we've always dreamed of visiting.
We've still got plenty of places to go, so please join us as we plan our travels and continue our journey around the world.
This is Vicente Martínez-Ybor. With all the unrest going on in Spain, a lot of people were sending their sons out of the country because they were getting conscripted into the war. Interestingly enough, their family decided to send him to Cuba, which is where by the time he was 15, he was involved with the cigar industry. So when he moved here, he bought this area for $225,000 and just had grandiose plans of building it up and establishing a community here.
Martínez-Ybor was a man dedicated to building a legacy of prosperity, unity, and opportunity. His success in the business was staggering. At one point, Ybor City was the cigar-making capital of the world. His marketing genius was on full display when he launched the Prince of Wales cigar, complete with the Prince's image on the label. It was a savvy move, one that played to the royal ego and international curiosity. The Prince, flattered by the tribute, embraced it, and the cigar skyrocketed in popularity, propelling Martínez-Ybor's company into the spotlight and one of the largest cigar manufacturers in the world.
This is 7th Avenue. This is sort of like the heart of Ybor District right here. So there was a definite influence here in the Ybor District from people from Louisiana. So it kind of has a certain Bourbon Street kind of feel to it. You know, especially back then, they didn't have air conditioning, so they lived on their balconies, as you can see up there. Some of the homes look to have the front porches, you know, because it gets really hot.
This building sits on the highest part of the neighborhood. It was a club set up by Ybor to attract big investors to the city, like Rockefeller. We went to José Martí Park. This is technically Cuban soil. The land was deeded to Cuba and is under their protection. Marty gave several speeches right here in Ybor, galvanizing the Cuban exile community in the 1890s. You'll find roosters and chickens roaming all over the place. Legend has it that a hurricane once blew open a backyard coop and set them loose, and they never looked back. A few storms might have helped them bust loose, but it wasn't a one-time jailbreak. It was more of a slow-motion takeover. They are now protected by city law.
Oh, it's a rooster with a hen, and there's some chicks in there too. So the building across the street here is the Italian Club, and it's a replica of an actual building in Italy somewhere. So you can notice the Greek or the Roman columns, that kind of thing. We just had lunch here at Carmine's. It's been here since 1948, still family owned. And we had the crab, it's called a deviled crab egg. They even have it here on the side of their building.
After lunch, we decided to go back to our hotel to relax before returning later for our reservation at the famous Columbia restaurant. We found a stop on the streetcar system to take us back downtown to our hotel. The Teco Line streetcar is a free tram system that runs from 8th Street in Ybor City to downtown. Initially horse-drawn, it was quickly electrified in the 1890s, and by the early 20th century, it had become a vital link connecting Ybor City to downtown Tampa.
Here comes our streetcar.
Like many American cities, Tampa dismantled its streetcar lines in 1946 due to the rise of the automobile. But in 2002, the Teco Line streetcar system was launched as a modern tribute to the original line.
So we're in the Tampa streetcar right now, which is free to take, and it runs from Ybor City all the way to downtown Tampa.
It operates daily with extended hours on weekends and during major events, and is a key part of the present-day public transportation system.
The Columbia restaurant spans an entire city block, and once you step inside, you'll find multiple dining rooms, each with its own unique charm. We opted for the one featuring live flamenco dancing, which was an additional $10 per person.
So here at the Columbia, they have a special meal that has 4 of their special Cuban entrees, and that's what we decided to go for. So we have an empanada, which you can also get for an appetizer, and there's a this is the kind of like a pork, the plantain. Oh no, this is the plantain, and then this over here is it's rolled beef with chorizo in the middle. So I'm really excited to try that. And if you look over there, you'll see that there is a red bottle, which they have their own wine made, and so that was for the sangria that they made earlier, and it's a Spanish tempranillo that they make their sangria with. And what else? They also make their own salsa picante. Has their own label on there. So I'm excited to try all of this.
Yo no me atrevo a bailar arriba de esa tarima con esas bailadoras que vuelan con cada rima.
So we are here in Ybor City, and we were here earlier, and I think when you see the video, you see that the streets are pretty empty. But just about 30 minutes ago, at about 8 o'clock, this place just comes to life. There's all these bars and restaurants. There's just so many people here, people up and down the street driving and showing off their convertibles, and anyway, it's just a lot of fun.
It's only 8:30, and quite a few restaurants are still getting geared up for the rest of the evening. We just spotted the flamenco dancers that are taking a break between sets, so we went up to say hello and complimented them on their performance.
Nice. Enjoy, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Enjoy your evening.
Appreciate it.
Even the teenagers on their bikes are a part of it, just riding up and down the streets. This is like a pottery cafe. I just love this store. Just some really funky stuff in here. Check out the rooster. And on the other side, there's a dress with black widows all over it, the Argyle one. There's Carmine's, where we had our blue crab deviled eggs for lunch. What struck us most about Ybor City was the deep sense of pride woven into its streets and stories. One person shared how his mother, while attending a girls' Catholic school, came up with creative ways to earn money. She would run down to Carmine's to buy the blue crab deviled eggs for 15 cents each and charge her classmates a hefty 5-cent upcharge for the service. A true young entrepreneur. Another person told us about her grandfather, who served as one of the readers who would sit atop platforms and read newspapers, novels, and political writings to cigar rollers as they worked. These stories aren't just family memories, they're part of a shared living history. So we hope you've enjoyed some of these stories, and thank you so much for spending some time to watch this video, and we'll see you in the next one.